If ever there was something in humanity that could be considered evil, it would be malice. The enjoyment in the harming of another human. Or screw human, just the enjoyment of harming another. Malice. It can be brought about by rage. It can be brought about by psychopathy. It can be brought about because somebody's been pissing you off and you just want to slap the snot out of them. I mean, malice is something that can get all of us. If ever there was something to be wary of, it is those who show casual malice towards other people. If you're part of a group, if you're part of an organization, if you've got a philosophy, and you think you're doing it for the betterment of mankind, ask yourself a question. Are there those whom you feel such malicious anger towards that the idea of harming them fills you with glee, fills you with joy, fills you with pleasure? This particular group of people makes me so angry that the thought of them suffering miserably as the life oozes out of them. It's something I have felt. There have been people whom I wanted to destroy. There is one person alive today whom I actively sought his destruction. And I was the person he was telling all of his dirty secrets to, so I got him arrested, and I got his guns seized, and I got his car impounded, and I got him fired from his job, and I told his girlfriend that he was cheating on her and with whom, and he was fired, broke, and homeless by the time I was done with him, and had to go back, live with his parents for a while, and, he was huge jerk about everything, so I didn't feel bad about it. But when I look at the glee that I felt when absolutely shredding his existence, it causes me to pause and say, that may not have been the best thing for me when I did that. It wasn't something difficult that I did. I was boiling with rage. He had set me up with an old girlfriend of his, but not stopped sleeping with her, and I was just a victim of his appetites. And when I told him I was mad about it, he was surprised that I was mad, and then condescending that I was mad, and then a jerk about it. And I was so furious with him that I took great delight in the destruction of everything he had ever worked for. Now, other people have heard this and going, yeah, no, we get it. I mean, you shouldn't be scared or sad about it. He really, really deserved what had this coming to him. And maybe that is correct. But even if the malice that I felt for him was justified, it is still evil. It is still a dangerous emotion. It is something that, if it is misdirected, could absolutely cause catastrophic harm. So, did I do the wrong thing? I don't think I did. He had been causing a lot of people a lot of harm and was going to get me fired because I had helped him get his job, and people at our work were wondering what the hell was wrong with me for getting him hired. So I made some phone calls and I said, hey, if you want to catch him doing the wrong thing, just show up at about this time of day. And they did, and they found him out of uniform working on his car in the parking lot. So, yes, they fired him. And I giggled. But once again, that emotion, that glee in his destruction is something that I look at and wonder, what if I unleashed that upon somebody else? Now, we need to be able to stand up for ourselves, and we need to be able to resist. And sometimes our righteous anger can help us overcome our fear and destroy our enemy. But you gotta be really freaking careful when you decide to do something like that. The thing that I see a lot of these days is a lot of casual cruelty. You see it all the time on the internet. But a lot of people have their causes. You know, the people on the right think that the Democrats and the liberals are a bunch of pedophiles that are harming children and doing a bunch of other crazy stuff. And it's like, look, we have our wackaloons, but, you know, a lot of what you think is going on is the crazies and not the normals. And the same can be said for the left. And, you know, the view of the right. Yes, there's a bunch of crazy people on the right. And you want to know what? That's only a small minority of them. Most of the people on the right look at them and go, yeah, they're crazy. We don't like what they say either. It is the dehumanization of the other, of the people on the other side. It is the dehumanization of the other folks who don't think the way we do, where we assume the worst of them at all times. That is super dangerous. That is something that we have to be careful. And when we're having these conversations and we're dealing with large groups of people in a society, like especially where we live, we don't have room. We don't have the luxury of maliciousness. That is the evil that will bring about our destruction. It absolutely will destroy all of us. So, yes, it's okay to be upset with people for the nonsense they have done, but leave your maliciousness at the door. It's not helping anybody. Well, it's not completely true. The people in charge love it when you get malicious. It gives them the excuse they need to dismiss, dehumanize, and suppress you. So be careful, my friends, for all of us are in this together, and I need you to stay clear-headed in this fight, or else we all are doomed.